Checkity check 1 2. Checkity 1 2.
Check 1 2. Check 1 2. Check 1 2.
All right.
Test 1 2. Test 1 2. Test 1 2.
And here's talkback. We'll be talking back to you. Okay, just use talkback, and apparently you didn't hear me. Gotcha, brother. I said I just used talk. Don't.
Can you hear me? All right, I'll talk back.
All righty.
Our main screen, just so you know, is still on the big screen.
No.
FY.
I think this is correct because
Okay.
the aspect. The heat is on in El Paso, Texas, and tonight, a pair of teams feeling it. It's Locomotive FC versus Phoenix Rising FC. Good evening and welcome to Southwest University Park. I'm Duke Keith. Joe Rodriguez will join me shortly. Locomotive FC returning home looking for its first win in league play since April the 25th, currently 5th in the Western Conference of the USL Championship. They're facing a Phoenix Rising team that is one spot ahead of them, but also in kind of desperate ways looking for some measure of result because they have dropped 6 goals and scored none in 2 games this last week. We'll start with El Paso in the Brinks Tires USL Cup last Saturday. Los Locos in Colorado Springs to take on a high-flying Switchbacks team. Took a couple of hours after a weather delay, but both teams and a fair amount of Switchbacks fans weathered the storm. Unfortunately, despite all the talk about needing to keep 11 men on the pitch, Locomotive's personal black cloud followed them up north. Another early red card, this time Ricky Reese, denial of a goal-scoring opportunity, holding Saddam Mazarica in the 25th minute. 13 minutes later, Switchbacks had the lead off the head of Juan Tejada. A giveaway in midfield leads to the break and the breakthrough for the hosts. Locomotive would respond, though. Tony Alfaro got ahead to Alex Mendez's corner late in first half stoppage time. Maybe one goal and goalie Colin Shetler would like to have back. But against the odds, Los Locos equalized going into halftime. But Colorado Springs pressed the advantage in second half sub. Jonas Fjellberg found the match winner in the 70th minute. Defending with too few for too long again for El Paso. And so it was off to the Motor City as Los Locos returned to league play to take on Detroit City FC. Los Locos would stay cagey and hope a good entry ball from Alex Mendez or, say, here from Eric Calvillo could produce a moment of magic like this. Armando Moreno on his bike. The Moreno Chilena in the 42nd minute, and Locomotive would head to the locker room at half with the lead and all 11 players. On to the second half, where Abdoulaye Diop equalized for Les Rouges in the 49th minute. But though Detroit City dominated possession, Sebastian Moramora, that five-man back line, and the woodwork held firm. An exhausting travel week, an exhausting evening, a depleted roster, but Locomotive FC left Detroit with its first point in league play since May 6th. Things haven't gone as well this week for Phoenix Rising FC. Pamo Ducas' team ripped in the Prince Tires USL Cup last Saturday, 4-0 in Albuquerque to New Mexico United. Niall Reed-Steven, Usman Jabang, Valentin Noel, Deon Harris scoring for the hosts. Back to league play Wednesday night at home against a Louisville City team licking its own wounds, searching for its first win in 5. Visitors would get it. Phoenix continue to have issues shutting the door in the second half. Mukwele Akale on the deflected shot here in the 53rd minute, followed in the 67th by the Zach Duncan rip. 2-0 Lou City, and Phoenix has allowed 6 goals in 4 days. Two teams thirsty for 3 points in the desert. How big is that road point in Detroit for Locomotive? How hungry is Rising after a disappointing week? We'll find out next.
Hi, my name is Dr. Carlos Omar Viesca. I am with Border Pain Institute, and today I would like to introduce you to radiofrequency ablation, a procedure that can help with your neck, mid-back, lower back, and joint pain, including shoulder, knee, and hip. If you're experiencing any of these ailments, please come see us at Border Pain Institute. Our number, 915-857-4130.
Celebrate Father's Day weekend at Vado Speedway Park on June 20th. Watch White Sands FCU 305 Wing Sprint Cars, Hacienda Carpet and Tile X Mods, Holsey Racing INX Legends, SH Automotive Pure Stocks, and Vado Speedway's Super Truck Series go wheel to wheel on the clay. 5 divisions, 1 action-packed night for the whole family. Make memories under the lights at Vado Speedway Park. Get your tickets now at VadoSpeedwayPark.com. That's VadoSpeedwayPark.com.
A mailbox with Pack and Ship Express gives you a real street address and the ability to receive packages from all carriers, not just the post office. Protect yourself against identity theft and protect your home address. No more porch pirates, no more missed deliveries, and you'll get email and text notifications when you receive a package. We have personal business and corporate mailboxes to meet your needs, plus 24-hour access. It's all at Pack and Ship Express, 6112 North Mesa in the Thunderbird Shopping Center. Mesa Trophies and Plaques is the place to go when you want to congratulate, recognize, or honor that special someone. Whether it's sports, office professionals, teachers, police, first responders, anyone who deserves a trophy, plaque, or special creation, Mesa Trophies and Plaques can get the job done. Mesa Trophies and Plaques, honoring and serving El Paso and the borderlands since 1978. Call 532-6466 or stop by 1515 Wyoming.
Welcome, everybody. It is Locomotive Soccer. Duke Keith along with Joe Rodriguez with you here at Southwest University Park, just about underway as we take a look at tonight's starting lineups. First for the visiting Phoenix Rising, as Rising tonight will have Patrick Rakowski back in goal. He's the usual suspect. Of course, Popmar Boy, Isan Sacco, and over to El Paso Locomotive, who will start Sebastian Moramora in between the pipes. Critical in that 1-1 draw versus Detroit City. Had a couple of skying saves and got a little help from the woodwork, Joe. It's been good to see as Locomotive earns its first road point since their 2-2 draw up at New Mexico.
Yeah, thank you, Duke, for having me on again, once again, and looking forward to tonight's game. Yeah, you mentioned Sebastian Moramora, 25 saves on the season. Had a great performance Wednesday night out in Detroit in a game that was once again prolonged by weather. So, you know, the logistics for El Paso Locomotive got a little bit shifted, needless to say, making a tough week of travel even a little bit more tougher. They had to stay out a little bit later.
You say another because the other one was the USL Cup game in Colorado Springs just 4 days prior, Wednesday night. A game Locomotive lost 2-1. Another red card. Red card in every competition they've played in this year. That is a notable, if not bad, statistic for Locomotive FC.
Yeah, no, definitely. That's something that is definitely on the mind of anybody that is associated with this El Paso Locomotive FC team.
And it's not been any repeat performers. Last time it was Ricky Ruiz in the USL, the Prince Tires USL Cup match. As we will have a look at the referees. Our center ref tonight, Matthew Stevis. The AR's Matt Trotter and James Ewer. Killian Richardson is our fourth this evening. Locomotive FC winning. A free kick. Eric Calvillo looks to take and restart. Locomotive in those dark blue kits. Locomotive has only ever beaten Phoenix Rising once, and that here in El Paso. That came back in 2022. Lots of draws and a couple of defeats, including in the Western Conference playoffs last season.
Yeah, absolutely. This is a team that these are two teams that are definitely establishing a good rivalry. We obviously always talk about the rivalry with New Mexico United.
It's a nice header down, and the flag goes up.
We talk about the rivalry with San Antonio FC, but I also think this one with Phoenix Rising FC is also obviously because of the geographical proximity, Duke. It's well to mention that there's a nice rivalry here developing, and I think the front office for Phoenix is aware of it too, as well as their fan base and the players involved.
Los Bandidos, the great supporter section for Rising FC, I know has built up a healthy rivalry with Eighth Notch and El Paso. Those two fan bases pretty simpatico, except when their teams play on the pitch. Rising quickly up the right wing side. That's a lead ball. That's an excellent lead ball from Isan Sacco. And getting in close was Daniel Flores, the 23-year-old from Guadalajara, on loan from Chivas.
Yeah, no, definitely a nice cross ball there. Phoenix Rising obviously is their first presence in the opposing third with any kind of third on goal. First 3 minutes of the match, that's a good start for the visiting team, obviously.
Rising FC on the road 3-1-2, a bit like El Paso, 1-3-1 at home, 3-1-2 on the road.
Yeah, no, exactly. And obviously with this, we mentioned in the opening it was a rough week for Phoenix Rising, allowing 6 goals in 2 matches in 4 days. Obviously, they want to get started off with on the front foot here in the borderland at Southwest University Park against this Locomotive team that's starting a defensive line of 4. Significant change there from what we saw on Wednesday out in Detroit in the Midwest.
Nicolas Cardona getting the start. Let's have a look at our Team Casa keys to the game. What are you looking for tonight, Joe? What's important?
Obviously, we already mentioned it, Duke. Stay on the field. El Paso Locomotive FC leads the USL in red cards on the season with 5, and the results obviously have not been positive for the El Paso Locomotive when that is the case, losing a significant majority of those games. Also, keep it strong in the goal. Sebastian Moro made 5 saves against Detroit City FC on Wednesday, raising his regular season total to 25, like I've just mentioned before here a few minutes ago. The performance marked his 4th match in this season with 5 or more saves. And finally, get back to its scoring ways. El Paso Locomotive FC enters tonight's match with the top attack in the USL Championship, scoring 22 goals in 11 games to lead the league. El Paso also holds a top spot when it comes to shot conversion rate, finding the back of the net 22% of their shots on target. In El Paso's last match, they were held to just 1 goal, resulting in a draw against Detroit City FC, as we have already talked about.
And there is Pamo Duca, back as Rising FC coach. Pretty good record versus Locomotive FC. That is 3 draws, 2 in the regular season, 1 in the League Cup. And then, of course, importantly for him, the victory as Rising FC in the playoffs comes to El Paso and ends Locomotive season. Solid work up the left here by Diego Gomez. Luke Biasi, Scottsdale native. Rivera. Colin Smith and wide. Rivera chipping it up and over. They'll let that one go. Sebastian Mora, very athletic saves. You saw some of that in the pregame video. Critical on a bouncing ball that came out on top of the box and Then got a little help from the goalkeeper's best friend, the woodwork, on that excellent free kick by DCFC.
Yes, Duke, indeed. A goalkeeper without luck ain't no goalkeeper at all, right?
Right. Well, Sebastian Mora back for a second straight game for Locomotive FC. It has been a bit of a rotation for Junior Gonzalez this season between he and Abraham Romero, who will get the spot on the bench tonight. We'll switch this up the right wing side. Good work to Quesada. Quesada, good keep. Quesada all the way through, trying to get it top of the box. Contact made. Looked like a touch by Marboy. That is solid work. Locomotive, Beto Avila, trying to make something of it, just wasn't able to wrangle, and Phoenix a little bit the worse for wear. Before we get further, let's do some crunching the numbers with Beasley, Mitchell and company. The number for tonight is 8. Rubio Rubin atop the Golden Boot race in the USL Championship with 8 goals coming into this evening, or going into today, I should say that. But very important, Rubin with 8, along with Corey Bennett of Switchbacks, and Rising's Isan Sacco. And Junior Gonzalez has seemingly shed the work shirt tonight for a little more comfortable wear in the desert heat.
Yeah, but still all in black. We gotta ask Junior about that. What the trend or the belief behind the
dark slacks, and oh yeah, still very much the man in black. Remember, Mark Lowry did that, and Locomotive, I think, got all the way to the Western Conference Finals that year. I'm not sure he ever washed his stuff.
I'm good with it. I mean, it looks cool, but I mean, that summer heat, it's only going to get hotter here in the next couple of months.
Right. The sun stays up longer, too. Here is Flores. Sweeping it back to Rivera. Phoenix, the majority of the possession here in the early going. Trying to sidestep. That's good effort by Torres up the left wing. That'll be a foul. Locomotive. Correct me if you think I'm wrong, Joe, but it seems like over the last few games, and especially against Switchbacks, which had a very, very speedy wing attack, has seen some vulnerabilities up that wing and tried to maybe staunch that a bit.
Right. I mean, and we talk about the fact that, the red card issue and stuff like that. The reason why those red cards have come these last couple of times is because there's been those vulnerabilities that you talked about. Some of these players are getting beat, and they kind of have to go to the last resort. And I think that was definitely the case with Ricky a week ago. So, yeah, what I find interesting about this 4 setup right now is Alfaro and Cardona, the 2 center backs, they're split really wide.
Daring Phoenix to come up the middle.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see, how they can manage that.
Here is Sacco, the co-leader in the Golden Boot race. That is lifted out nicely by Torres. Phoenix back with possession.
Obviously, if we're talking about vulnerabilities on the back line, that's a lot of space to bait an opponent to try and challenge you at.
And interesting, Tumasi and Alfaro both went basically the distance in Detroit City.
Yeah, we were talking about this before we came on the air, Duke.
Oh, turnover here. Ready to take advantage. Not able to make the pass to Flores. Very dangerous turnover deep. Gunnar Studenhoft really didn't make the connection on the pass. Nonetheless.
Bit of a careless giveaway there by the El Paso Locomotive defensive line.
Right. Throw in coming for Phoenix. And again, Locomotive really hasn't had a lot of the possession here in the early going. Into the 11th minute. Colin Smith. A little discussion with referee Matthew Stevis. The long throw. That was a bit of a bugaboo for Locomotive as well in the very early parts of the season. Long throw that's dealt with. Good work by Avila to get ahead to that and lifted out by Calvillo. Quesada gives chase and earns the throw. Nice work by Alvaro Quesada. Quesada celebrating his 100th appearance in the USL. Against Detroit City.
Always a special achievement to reach the century mark in the USL Championship, that's for sure.
Great discussion with Locomotive President and General Manager Mike DiGiulio, and we'll wait to discuss that further, as that should be a yellow card. And indeed it is. Into the book. Gabriel Torres taken down.
Zero hesitation there by the referee.
Rivera goes into the book in the 12th minute. That's a professional foul by Rivera.
Yeah, no, and those are the kind of runs that Gabby Torres chops at the bit to have.
Former Rising FC player. You know he would love to score against his old team. Carl Sainty, notably. Former Rising FC player, of course, with his national team, representing Haiti at the World Cup coming up. What a start to the summer of soccer in the United States and in Mexico, Joe.
Yeah, no, summer of soccer is off to a great start. Obviously, a couple of days ago with the start of the World Cup in Mexico, and then Canada, followed by Canada and the U.S.
It'll be Calvillo going for goal and missing just a little bit wide.
You know, it's funny. I think that's one of the biggest fibs that soccer players tell, Duke, you know, when scoring on their old team. Like, oh, you know, going to show some respect. No, I think deep down you kind of want to do it.
I would imagine so. Over the top, looking for Studenhoft, and it will travel all the way to Mora Mora. Comes to El Paso from Atlético Celaya. I remember back in the, I think, 90s and early aughts, Celaya was quite the force in Liga MX. Of course,
them with Toros Nesa.
Toros Nesa.
They very small market franchises that actually turned some heads in the league for a couple of seasons.
Locomotive working it around, Colin Smith. Celaya also won a championship with former El Paso Patriot Java Mercado working things in the midfield. Quesada, beautiful run out of the back. Rubin trying to run it down, can't get to it in time, just too fast off the pitch. A reminder, you can enter the Prinks Tires USL Cup Game Day Kit sweepstakes for your chance to win a prize pack worth up to $2,000. Scan that QR code on the screen. Enter today. Prinks Tires USL Cup. Wonderful addition to the structure of the league beginning last year. And there are some League One teams that are really showing out. Union Omaha has always been solid. Continues to be, even though Dom Casciato, former Locomotive assistant under Mark Lowry, is doing wonderful things these days with Tampa Bay Rowdies.
Him and also former Locomotive Andrew Fox.
Right. Fox in the box.
He, Dom definitely, safe to say, left Omaha Union in good hands or in good status.
Eric Calvillo draws the contact and the free kick. Wrapped around, and Calvillo a little the worse for wear. You hear from people who don't watch the game, and they'll watch a World Cup match and players going down in agony, and it doesn't look like there was any contact, and then you see in slow motion replay somebody steps on a boot, rakes a knee. It is a little different when you're on the pitch. Good far post cross, punched over by Mora Mora. That is out there. Trying for it. Biasi. That's deflected out. It'll be a Phoenix corner coming.
Massive prop to Eric Calvillo on that defensive effort. Not one, but two slides for Calvillo on that to save the day. Complicated things for the Phoenix Rising here. Opening 15 minutes of the game, Duke, and it looks like Phoenix Rising is doing the best that they can to be protagonists here on the road.
Rising to the occasion.
Absolutely, to say the least.
Bad sports puns, that's what we do. Diego Gomez had an opportunity there as the punch away from Mora Mora comes to him, but couldn't sort that out, and then Biasi deflects it out. Here is another corner kick. He's on Sacco to take it. Good low driving cross, but too low actually. It's Rubin. Rubin trying to run this down. Sacco trying to get there, and he will. Jean-Eric Morsu.
That's about as much of a head-to-head you're going to get directly between Sacco and Rubin on the field of play.
Crossing that one, it's off of Gomez, and it will be, Cardona. Another corner kick. There will be hydration breaks today, at least for the first half. That is maybe at the coach's discretion in the second half, but temperatures well into the 90s, and Phoenix knows a thing or two about hydration breaks. Sacco again. Higher on the cross this time into the mixer. Over everybody's head and cleared out. Headed back in by Rivera, and Locomotive just looking for some traction in the attacking half. Really hasn't happened so far. That one's deflected back. Chamasi holds his ground. Studenhoft is there, and he'll make contact with Cardona for the foul. Tough sledding for Locomotive here in the early going.
Yeah, no, the high press that Phoenix is implementing, kind of relatively easy when the ball's already over there on that side of the field in the opposing 1/3. Phoenix is just kind of staying up there, hanging out there, making the exit, any kind of offensive exit for the El Paso Locomotive rather tough.
Rakovsky will keep that in play. Turn to the CBS Sports Network Saturday, June 20th, a thrilling USL Championship Western Conference showdown. Sparks will fly. Las Vegas Lights FC takes on an electric Orange County SC. That's at 8:30 Mountain Time. The pressure applied here, Rubin. Skierce. Solid work by Mendez, who's playing up top with Rubin. Locomotive's pressure earns them a throw-in. That's CBS Sports Network, June 20th. Lights versus Orange County. Alfaro over the top. Torres trying to make something on that left wing. That'll be a foul on Calvillo.
Not a whole lot in that.
When we talk about Junior Gonzalez wearing mostly black, Pa Moduka all in black tonight. Hard cross, too far.
And one would have to say a relatively happy camper. I didn't see him roaming pitch side pregame today.
We all remember that from last year.
Analyzing the situation of the condition of the field of play.
Colin Smith lifting that last cross in just a little too far. Here is Quesada. Quesada, just one of those steady presences for Locomotive all season long. That's a good entry ball. Avila flag stays down. Foul.
Handball.
Oh, handball skipped up on Beto Avila. So, that's unfortunate. Locomotive and Rubio Rubin were in.
That's interesting there. Avila turned his attention more to the fourth referee, the fourth official.
Who had to have whistled that in from the touchline.
Exactly.
Good eyes by Killian Richardson. Just don't tell Beto Avila we said that. Skierce will take it back to Rakovsky. Locomotive better pressure. And it's out. Midway through the 21st minute, neither of these teams has been able to find a breakthrough. Locomotive has just had very little in the attacking third, very little time in the Phoenix half. Phoenix not able to sort things out when they've had those opportunities. There's a long ball out of the back. Flag stays down. Avila. Rubin off the side netting.
What a reception by Avila on that long ball pass. El Paso Locomotive obviously seeing we can't methodically play the ball. We'll just go a little bit more direct over the top. Excellent reception by Avila, and oh so close by Rubin, just wide right.
Rubin doesn't need much of an opening. Certainly took his chance. Could not steer it on frame. Morsu out for a Phoenix throw. First real flash we've seen from the Locomotive offense, and as you say, it comes off the long ball trying to unlock that Phoenix pressure. Well, they did it there.
Right, and we've talked to Junior Gonzalez about this, Duke, in post-game press conferences. You know, he likes that option that he has. He lets his players dictate and make those decisions for themselves. If they can't come out playing, in a methodical way, it's okay to take shots, more direct shots over the top, and that was exactly the case that we saw here.
Locomotive finding their way into the match a bit more. Here's Skierce. Flores. Good turn in the middle by Gomez. Skierson around to Pop Marboy. Avila. Little Marine scramble there to try and come up with that ball, and almost did. That's going to be a pull down from behind. Spotted by both the assistant referee and referee. Gabi Torres, I think his former Phoenix teammates know exactly what they let loose up the wing if he gets out in the green grass. It's Chumasi. That'll be a foul.
I find it interesting, Duke, how far back Gabi Torres and Quesada are dropping back, almost creating a line of 6 there. They are really dropping back.
And possibly to help out. I mean, again, Chumasi and Alfaro both played the full 90 in Detroit. I think Locomotive hedging their bets a little bit, kind of like they did in Detroit.
Right.
I mean, the Armando Moreno goal was spectacular, but Locomotive needed that effort to really kind of come through with something.
Yeah, our colleagues on the call on the broadcast were like, this is definitely going to be a goal of the month nominee.
Outstanding work by Armando Moreno, who's not in the 18 tonight.
A goal of the month nominee. I'm like, I think we might be able to take it a little bit further than that. Goal of the year nominee.
It's certainly going to be up there. And it was funny because we remember the first regular season match these two teams played here last year. Moreno scored a chilena in that one, and that looked like the goal of the year.
Yeah.
Until very late. Mo Traore, perfectly placed clearance. And it was a clearance. I don't think he was looking to actually shoot that, but midfield shot drops in perfectly.
Yeah.
Intentional or not, it was a goal, and it was a spectacular goal. Here is Alfaro. But you're right, quite a bit of drop back. Good touch here from Quesada. Back and forth with Coronado. Good to see number 30. Back in the middle. Advantage played. And that's going to be a yellow card indeed. Look, Biasi goes into the book here in the 26th. And they will bring out the trainers for this. Cody Simmons, the head trainer, Sarai Acosta, who've done a fine job It's quite the tandem. Pop Marboy, or pardon me, Pamoduka, not a happy camper.
We got to pay attention, Duke, also. This is second or third time in a row where they've the El Paso Locomotive have been able to move the ball around and break that press that Phoenix came out doing in the early going here.
We'll have a look at this one again, and maybe a little contact above the shoulders here for Biasi. Nope, right up in there, and down holding his face. They'll proceed, and this will be our hydration break. Our center referee, Matthew Stevens, says as good a time as any. It allows us to tell you you can watch the USL on ESPN2 June 20th. Powerhouse Championship clubs Detroit City FC and Louisville City FC facing off in a Brinks Tires USL Cup battle for the playoffs. That's happening Saturday, June 20th, 3 p.m. Mountain Time on ESPN2, the most widely available league in the United States on television is the USL Championship.
And it is our pleasure to stay with our audience through this hydration break.
Right.
As opposed to the controversy that has been taking place with the network provider of the 2026 FIFA World Cup here in the United States.
Right. Thank you for not naming names. It's, but yes. But yeah, that is something that should not happen. I think everybody's kind of learned their lesson because the outcry was pretty swift.
More than palpable, to say the least.
Oh, a little bit. Well, your impression so far, Locomotive is they've had to hold it. Phoenix has really come at them here in the opening 27-plus minutes. Locomotive, it took them a while to finally find their chance, but it was a solid chance for Rubio Rubin and Beto Avila.
Yeah, and like I said, moments afterwards on the ensuing possessions for El Paso Locomotive, they look a little bit more fluid, coming out of the back, playing out of the back, making things happen. Obviously, you get a red card midfield. What does that tell you?
Right.
That the defensive pressure that Phoenix is putting on El Paso, they might be struggling with it, leaving an open man, an open space for the possibility of a through run, which is what we saw there. He completes that. He doesn't get fouled. He completes that pass right there. Gabby Torres has an easy goal down the left-hand flank to create another offensive chance on goal. And this is what you normally see, Duke. I mean, it's normal. The visiting team comes out and they try and apply pressure and come out gung-ho and guns a-blazing a little bit, but it's up to the home team to hold steadfast for a little bit and then start doing and playing their game, and then hopefully the home field conditions will overwhelm the visiting team where you can start seeing more domination by the home team, in this case being the El Paso Locomotive.
Well, Phoenix has now two players in the book, Gilberto Rivera in the 12th. Luke Biasi. How about Avila right off the forearms of Rakowski and right out as we resume play. Again, Locomotive out of the gates, applying pressure. Doing so again here. Studenhoft trying to get a hold of that, but it'll be Calvillo. Rubin to Calvillo. Double teamed. And coming away with that will be Flores. Mendez with a pull. Whistled for the foul.
And you mentioned the 2 yellow cards by Phoenix. That tells you a lot about the kind of offensive pressure, perhaps, that the few opportunities El Paso Locomotive have had to, the offensive pressure they put on the Phoenix Rising.
Gomez taking the abuse from Gabi Torres. Looking for the ball, but caught the body. And another restart here for Rising.
I'm trying to recall in the history of the Rising if they've had a white uniform ever before.
It seems to me they have.
I'm thinking more just their traditional red and
Red
a lot
and
of combinations with black.
Oh, sure. Who could forget that 2018 final with Didier Drogba against Louisville City winning the championship that year. Drogba, what a force he was, though. took his ownership stake in Phoenix Rising very seriously. Isan Sako on the restart. Low driving ball that's headed far post. Fending it off is Rubin again.
Rubin getting the job done on both ends of the field tonight, Duke.
Not the first time he's had to come up with something in his own area. That was Popmar Boy. They'll try to feed the big Senegalese defender who held his ground up top in the attack and now will retreat to the back line. Into the middle of the 32nd minute in downtown El Paso.
The sun has hidden behind the light cloud cover here to our west.
Going to be a relief. My boy, that is a foul, Beto Avila.
Most definitely a relief for the players on the field and the fans in attendance here tonight.
Sure.
Another great turnout. Shout out to the 8th notch. I think I see a brand new El Paso Locomotive white flag waving. I don't think I've seen that one before. It's good to see.
There have been some, as Avila is still down on the pitch. And they will bring out Sanay Acosta to take a look. I think a couple of very, very good tifos earlier this season. Our friends at 8th Notch who do a great job in supporting this team. Thick and thin, they are there. And usually standing the entire match, including today. I see a lot of fans out in the stands. And I mean, I'm not talking about people in the seats. I'm talking about actual fans fanning themselves.
Doing anything you can to keep a little bit cool here at downtown El Paso on a Saturday night.
Yeah, very little breeze, as you can see the flags in the outfield.
Hopefully the windy season in El Paso has left us for the year.
That'd be nice. El Paso and Phoenix built for the heat. Cardona, Locomotive almost came up with that. Marboy. That'll be a foul on Gabi Torres. Diego Gomez goes down, the Mexico City native.
It's going to be interesting to see how much stoppage time tonight's referee gives, Duke. These stoppages in play have been a little bit longer than what I think we're used to.
I think you may be right. We may have, obviously, there'll be the 2 minutes for the hydration break. Well, a reminder that Select is proud to be the official match ball supplier of the USL Championship from the grassroots to the pros. Select is there every step of the way. Visit us.select-sport.com for the latest Select products, specials, and more. Select, the player's choice. Over the top. Stutenhoff not able to come down. Chumasi. Coronado gets a little help from Calvillo. Beautiful header by Avila. Rubin tries to leave it back. Avila spilled. They will not pull out a card for this. Yes, they will. And into the book goes John Skiers. That was a physical challenge on Avila, who went tumbling. It took a while for Stevens to reach to his pocket, but he does.
Yeah,
in the 35th.
I was going to say that previous yellow card for just a shoulder-to-shoulder contact. If that was a yellow, this one definitely had to be, and I'm surprised it took him as long as it did.
Well, he saw where Avila was coming, and yeah, definitely a trip. That's borderline, isn't it?
That's a step.
That's
is
borderline.
Yeah.
You are correct. The more we see the replay, an excellent job by our crew to show us that.
Those studs made some
Skiers
contact.
he may be fortunate he's still on the pitch.
Yes, absolutely.
Didn't look like there was any intent to go for the ball at all. He knew where Avila was going to plant his foot, and he was there.
Yeah.
Here is Calvillo. They'll take it to the left for Torres. Sweeps in a cross and wasn't able to get enough behind it to keep it in.
Struggled a little bit up there on the reception. Allowed the ball to go a little bit long. couldn't follow through on that cross to get into the 6-yard box.
Chested down, Biasi. Studenhoft does well enough to hold it up for Rivera. Sacco delivers a nice ball just straight at Mora Mora. Soccer season is here. SeatGeek, the official ticketing partner of the USL. Get all your USL tickets and more from the #1 ticketing site, SeatGeek. Your ticket to great seats. Boy, Avila has had a heck of a game, and that is all ball.
These receptions by Avila.
Morsu does well.
Even better effort by Mercer, absolutely. For the takeaway there. Gives Phoenix another opportunity in the offensive third.
They'll switch it to Biasi. Making some moves. Flores hammers across in. Cardona there to lift it out. Here's Skierce. Nice flick by Flores into Skierce. Crossing it straight into Mora Mora. Mora Mora immediately looking to see if there's somebody open he can deliver the ball to. Up the pitch. Avila's been a good option.
I like the order and the structure that you're seeing from this defensive line, Duke.
The Locomotive, right. And honestly, Phoenix hasn't stopped coming up the wings at them.
They're very ordered, they're very structured, and showing little complications when the ball does go in that 6-yard box. No panic, nothing like that. No sense of real panic.
Quesada wasn't able to settle that one. Nicely delivered. That's actually Mendez, my apologies, but kind of skipped off his foot a little bit. That'll be a foul on Avila. Long switch, not on target. Well, if you can't watch the match, turn on SiriusXM FC, channel 157, North America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk, including USL All Access. Mike Watts and Devin Kerr, Tuesday nights, live matches from the USL, MLS, Premier League, and more. SiriusXM 157, that's a beautiful long ball out of the back. Looking for Torres, who wasn't able to come up with it. Phoenix wants a foul, they won't get one.
Sears once again excellent on that play. Cuts off Torres' run just enough to impede what could have been a threat on goal for El Paso Locomotive FC now.
Well, Torres will get a talking to by Matthew Stevens.
Steve is doing a good job managing this game thus far in these opening 45 minutes.
40th minute, no score. Phoenix trying to put its stamp on the game again after kind of conceding ground to Locomotive over these last few minutes. Here is Flores. Great duel.
Nice takeaway.
Quesada, so well done against Biasi.
Good job in staying with him.
Rivera. Morsu. Tomasi gets a piece of that crossing attempt. Marboy is there. Avila. Good poke away by Calvillo, but it will be a foul as Morsu is dragged down. Avila may have left a little in that. Phoenix perhaps starting to feel a little hard done by. 3 of their players in the book, none for El Paso thus far. But the night is hot and young. Here's Mendez. Torres. Avila. Beto Avila, that's a good move by Colin Smith to cut that out.
Another foul called.
Gabi Torres flat on the turf.
And Duke, you can feel Gabi Torres is growing, gaining more confidence, working that left flank, asking for the ball, kind of automatically going to him to get things done.
I know he had a late start to the season because of injury, but I don't think we've seen Gabi Torres in third or fourth gear this season.
Right.
I think it's been first and second all the way up to this point. We have not seen the Brazilian unleashed as of yet.
Right.
But earns Locomotive the free kick here. Mendes. Slicing effort to the far post. Alfaro ready to knock it back into the mixer. Still a danger. Avila overhead. Pops that one over the bar. Not able to duplicate his Rubio.
Armando Moreno.
Yes, Armando Moreno.
Trying to pay
Rubio-headed effort there. Trying to duplicate what we saw in Detroit City.
I thought there was going to be a little bit more venom on Alfaro's header back into the mixer there. Denied by the rising defender.
We are hearing 4 minutes of stoppage time when we get there. We will see.
4 minutes, I guess, sounds about right.
Definitely 2 minutes for the hydration and a couple for injury, sure. Things have picked up here as this half has continued. Here's Coronado, and he'll be dragged down, earns the foul. It's a man who knows when to go down.
Once again, Coronado, a player that gets mentioned relatively little, but in that defensive midfield position, that's exactly what you want out of that player in that position.
Sure. Don't talk about me a lot. Good run here by Flores. Still keeping a hold, and it'll be another shirt pull. Beto Avila, Rick Calvillo. Not quite the spot. Matthew Stevens wants to see the restart. Beto Avila. Armando Moreno. The bleached hair is, I don't know, that's been, Gibbs Keaton called it Super Saiyan. It's kind of unlocked the superpowers. Good cross, far post, headed down. Mora is there. That was a great cross from Flores. Flashing out of the back was Skiers. Just wasn't able to put anything behind it.
And I'll tell you what, the way he went in with that force, I thought there was going to be a lot more on that header than what came out. A little bit of good fortune there for the El Paso Locomotive, because there could have been a lot of venom on the back of that header.
Chumasi. Played into space. Mendes for Avila. Well dealt with by the big man, Pop Marboy. Rakowski kind of pins Marboy. Phoenix survives that one well enough. And a fortunate bounce for Diego Gomez. Over the top for Sacco. Phoenix has him spread out on the run. Good effort there by Alfaro.
Tell you what, for being the leading scorer, Sacco's playing a different role than just the killer. I think he's just going out wide, trying to make things happen in a way that don't necessarily include him trying to put the ball in the back of the net, taking the corners, taking the direct kicks.
Playmaker on the right wing. That's what he's been tonight. And the official signal is indeed 4 minutes of Mac.bid stoppage time. The long throw in. Skying up for that is Rubin again. Rubin has done the majority of his work in the defensive third. not necessarily you want to see from your forward, but you're certainly happy he's there to do it.
Been capable of doing it. Been
Defending
capable of
set
doing
pieces,
it tonight. Yeah.
Right? Morsu.
3 players from Phoenix Rising there were adamant about possible handball. Referee didn't pay him any mind.
And so we play on. Here is Rivera. Switch it back to Skiers into the second of 4 added at the end of our first half tonight. Skiers the long switch. A little bit of a stumble, but Colin Smith sees his way through. Smith delivers, and that will bounce off of Torres out for a corner kick.
It's important here for El Paso Locomotive to show the same discipline, same cool, calm, collected manner that they've shown.
Third corner of the night for Rising FC, and it is Sacco again.
You don't want any slip-ups here, especially in stoppage time.
Isan Sacco. Floats a beauty. Headed clear. Looks like Torres was there this time. Calvillo getting tangled up. That'll be a foul on Rising FC. Rivera tangling with the Locomotive team captain. California native back up. The man from Palmdale. Won a championship with Orange County SC. Now the longest serving Locomotive player by number of games in all competitions, number of games here in the championship as well. Didn't think anybody'd ever beat Yuma's record. Calvillo certainly has, and he's earned it.
It's low-key how time flies, right? And, you know, the amount of time players have been here in the borderland, it sneaks up on you.
Indeed. Here is Calvillo to Mendez in the middle. There's a man you'd like to see get things unlocked for himself. Mendez draws the contact and the foul here.
And we've seen flashes of that too, Duke, so far this season for Mendez.
Oh, you get him anything inside 30 yards and you will see him on restarts.
There's some serious consideration to pay attention to him, right?
Absolutely. Looks like it'll be Calvillo to take this restart.
I see Tony Alfaro sneaking away here on the right flank.
Maybe the last action of the game here in the first half. Calvillo, indeed, looking for Alfaro. Well dealt with by Colin Smith. Not out of trouble yet. That'll bounce kindly for Sacco. Sacco trying to make the cross. Well dealt with at the back by Mendez. And that is going to do it for our first half of play.
A nice gang attack of 3 to quell that offensive attack, 2.5.
Good work by Locomotive to get back. Excellent defensively for Alex Mendez. And at the half, no score. A couple of teams looking for something positive after a tough week. Locomotive has a point in Detroit. Phoenix has lost 2 in the bounce in League Cup and championship play. On a warm Saturday evening in El Paso, no score here in the Sun City. Locomotive FC 0, Rising FC 0. We'll be back with more as we get to halftime here in El Paso.
Celebrate Father's Day weekend at Vado Speedway Park on June 20th. Watch White Sands FCU 305 Wing Sprint Cars, Hacienda Carpet and Tile X Mods, Holsey Racing INX Legends, SH Automotive Pure Stocks, and Vado Speedway's Super Truck Series go wheel to wheel on the clay. 5 divisions, 1 action-packed night for the whole family. Big memories under the lights at Vado Speedway Park. Get your tickets now at VadoSpeedwayPark.com. That's VadoSpeedwayPark.com.
Everyone needs a moment to recharge. A quiet pause, a warm cup of coffee, a breath before the road calls again. At Arribas Enterprises, we understand how important it is to take care of those who keep the world moving. That's why we support our drivers every mile of the way. Take a break, recharge, keep moving forward. With us, you are never driving alone. Now hiring experienced CDL drivers. Apply today at arrivasenterprisesinc.com or call us now, 915-881-4024.
Mesa Trophies and Plaques is the place to go when you want to congratulate, recognize, or honor that special someone. Whether it's sports, office professionals, teachers, police, first responders, anyone who deserves a trophy, plaque, or special creation, Mesa Trophies and Plaques can get the job done. Mesa Trophies and Plaques, honoring and serving El Paso and the borderlands since 1978. Call 532-6466 or stop by 1515 Wyoming.
Hello, my name is Dr. Carlos Viesca with Border Pain Institute, and I would like to introduce you to the new FDA-approved Intracept procedure, which is 90 to 95% successful in treating low back pain. This revolutionary procedure is minimally invasive with a very short recovery time that will help you regain functionality and get you back to the normal activities that bring joy to your life. If you or someone you know is suffering from chronic pain, give us a call to discuss your options.
Welcome back to Southwest University Park. No score at the half. Duke Keith Joel Rodriguez here with you. A very good half of soccer, spirited half of soccer, a tough half of soccer, but no score as we take a look at some of the scenes in downtown El Paso. One of the murals on the bank. Let's have a look around the USL Championship this evening. Great work by Rhode Island FC on the road, defeating Loudoun 4-1. Big win in the West, Lexington over San Antonio. 2-0 in Lexington, Kentucky. All they have to do is play El Paso. Between them and FC Tulsa, getting the big restarts on their season. Good win for Pittsburgh 1-0 over Indy 11 at home. Charleston Battery batters FC Tulsa 5-1. That's a huge result. East versus West. And Las Vegas Lights 2-0 in Birmingham. Plus Detroit City, nicely done, 2-1 over Sporting Jacks after that 1-1 draw Wednesday night versus Locomotive FC.
Yeah, no, absolutely. That Detroit City score stands out after the long night that they had on Wednesday.
Indeed. They suffered through the weather delay just like El Paso. And we take a look at the standings. San Antonio FC, 21 points to top the division. Orange County, as you knew they would, getting back into the mix. FC Tulsa taking one today. A big loss, as a matter of fact. Still third. Oakland Roots SC has had a fantastic 2026 at 16 points in fourth place. And these two teams, fifth and sixth. Rising FC a point ahead of Locomotive FC. Both of these teams in need of and wanting the 3 points to kind of set themselves up a little further up the Western Conference table. New Mexico United, Switchback, Sacramento, Las Vegas, Lexington, and Monterey, as Lexington still trying to pull themselves from way out underneath things in the Western Conference. Good result today for them to try and do that. And now, let's have a look and send it to Dan Lucas for our USL halftime show. Dan?
It is halftime in the USL Championship. We'll get you back out to your match shortly. I'm Dan Lucas inside the USL studio with a look at some of the headlines. The championship is grabbing hold of the Prince Tires USL Cup. Two clubs clinched their respective groups in round 3. The Tampa Bay Rowdies clinched Group 7 with a 2-0 win at Sporting Jacks, while Colorado Springs Switchbacks won a critical Group 2 match 2-1 over El Paso Locomotive. While those two clubs are now in the knockout stage, Charleston Battery and Sacramento Republic are both on the quarterfinal doorstep. The Battery got the extra point in a penalty shootout against Pittsburgh Riverhounds in Group 6, and Sac Republic put away Monterey Bay also in penalties in Group 1. But as we enter play in round 4, it is potential chaos in Group 4. 5 teams are separated by 2 points. Lexington stole a penalty shootout at Detroit City. Louisville City primed for the group win, but Union Omaha and Indy 11 still have group title hopes. Upcoming national spotlight games on ESPN2, Forward Madison and Fort Wayne on the 17th, Saturday the 20th. Round 4 of the Prince Tires USL Cup begins with Detroit City and Louisville City, and also that night, Las Vegas Lights and Orange County on CBS Sports Network. This is the USL Halftime Update. Let's get you back out to your match.
Sometimes the waves are calling your name. Other times, you think the waves are calling your name, but actually, it's the kids.
This summer, get 1,000 bonus points and a chance to win 250,000 bonus points.
We all have goals. But let's be honest. Most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
Pain doesn't care who you are or why you hurt, but pain can be mastered if you know the way. Fight back with Tiger Balm's legendary herbal power. Trusted for over 100 years, our proven blend of camphor, menthol, and essential oils tames pain with the strength and speed of the tiger, so that you can rise above pain and get back to living. This is the way of the tiger.
I saved enough to take my mom on a cruise. What's all this?
It's Wells Fargo. They like to celebrate when the customers save.
I am under my restaurant budget.
Yeah, you are. How about some sushi?
Can I sit down and eat that?
Oh, absolutely. Hey, bring them in. Oh.
My credit score went up.
Hey, keep going, but less. You saved for this golf trip, didn't you, baby? All right, who's next?
Welcome back. It is Southwest University Park. There's our man, Patrick Gabaldon, who designed the Para Todos giveaway tonight. Beautiful game poster and some great jerseys, one of which I was sporting during the podcast today as we have a look at our halftime stats. No goals between the teams, and Locomotive, after a kind of a shaky start, really kind of got into it with Phoenix Rising FC. Out shooting Rising 4-3 in the first half. Each team with a shot on target. The majority of the possession, as you might expect, especially with that early foray for Phoenix in favor of Rising FC, 55 to 45%. All three corners in the match so far belong to the visitors, and a couple of offside flags on El Paso. But importantly, yellow cards, 0 for Locomotive, 3 for Rising FC, and not to say that that's a problem for Rising necessarily, but not a problem for Locomotive is kind of the main point. So we take a look at the Plaza Hotel. Let's have a look at our first half highlights. Here's Beto Avila. Beautiful through ball to Rubio Rubin, and that was just wide. I think it might have caught that right post.
Oh, it definitely did, Duke.
Outstanding work, and again, that was after the long ball. You didn't see the pass to Beto Avila. It was just Avila's pass to Rubin.
Yeah, that reception was everything on that play. Avila has had 2 or 3 receptions here that have really gotten things going as far as any kind of offensive attack.
Avila here getting the shot in. Patrick Rakowski hasn't been challenged much, but was challenged there. Avila forcing the save from the big German.
Yeah, no, Avila and Torres on that left flank have been causing a lot of havoc for Phoenix Rising FC. And I'll tell you what, Duke, the thing is also you talk about the 3 yellow cards. Well, yellow cards are usually a result of the fact that there's offensive pressure being applied to the team that's receiving those cards, and I think that's definitely what's been the case. We talk about the possession for the Phoenix Rising being more than that for El Paso Locomotive, but I actually think it's a little bit closer than what that statistic says.
Avila with the overhead try, wasn't able to settle that one the way his teammate Armando Moreno was in Detroit City. Another good look at the end zone.
And I think another thing that we're not going to see in this highlight package is the defensive work, the solid defensive work that the Locomotive have done.
Coming up, get an inside look at the passion and energy surrounding clubs across the United Soccer League.
I think Idahoans having
the
clamored for something that is theirs.
Feel a big sense of responsibility to do this right. You only get one first season.
For me, without soccer, it's like there's no air. Having it here, I feel like I can breathe again. Boise's never had anything like this.
Great look at that. And around the United Soccer League, it's a digital docuseries celebrating supporters, communities, match day culture. The latest episode showcasing League One newcomers Athletic Boise and their supporters group, the River Guard. It has really been something to see the USL grow through League One, the championship, and soon, we think, it's going to be called the Premier. No score here at the half. We'll be back with plenty more and second half action when we return right after this.
Everyone needs a moment to recharge. A quiet pause, a warm cup of coffee, a breath before the road calls again. At Arribas Enterprises, we understand how important it is to take care of those who keep the world moving. That's why we support our drivers every mile of the way. Take a break, recharge, keep moving forward. With us, you are never driving alone. Now hiring experienced CDL drivers. Apply today at arribasenterprisesinc.com or call us now, 915-881-4024.
Pack and Ship Express can help with any printing needs, big or small. Our team has the expertise and state-of-the-art technology to print posters or banners, as well as flyers, brochures, and business cards. Need something ASAP? Pack and Ship offers deadline printing, so if you need something fast, Pack and Ship Express can help. Pack and Ship Express, so much more than shipping, at 6112 North Mesa in the Thunderbird Shopping Center. Find us online at packandshipep.com.
To Leo, skipping the buy one, get one means losing 50% of his savings potential. To Leo's mom, his logic is a work in progress. So she helped him open a Wells Fargo Clear Access banking account with no overdraft fees and tools to track spending. He's learning, Mom, at his own Leo pace. However you make money work, we can work with that.
Hi, my name is Dr. Carlos Viesca with Border Pain Institute, and today I would like to introduce you to a new modality to treat joint pain, either shoulder, knee, or any other type of joint pain, called PNS, short for peripheral nerve stimulation, which is highly successful. So if you or anyone you know suffers from these type of ailments, please call us at 915-857-4130.
Welcome back, everybody, as we get ready for second half action in downtown El Paso. Duke Keith, Joe Rodriguez to you, shouting out wherever you may be watching. We have some fans in Mexico, one particularly that you and I know. Shout out to Agus. And then we've got one in Germany, Shadow Wolf, watching early into the morning in Europe. That is dedication.
We always appreciate that. Being a Formula One fan myself, I know that feeling of watching live television coverage at sporting events at wee hours in the morning, late hours in the night.
No score here as we get ready to start the second half of play in El Paso.
Talking about watching sporting events late hours of the night, we get a World Cup game that starts off at 10 o'clock Mountain Standard Time tonight. With
direct bearings on the United States group, it's Australia and Turkey. We should also point out Carl Sainty and the Haitian national team losing 1-0 to Scotland currently in Foxborough, Massachusetts. The Tartan Army has been something to watch. My goodness, have they taken over Boston.
Beautiful thing to see all of these fans from all over the country going into the United States, Mexico, and Canada.
1 against 3, Locomotive. Gabi Torres, Eric Calvillo, and Beto Avila able to wrangle that one away from Colin Smith. Good pass up the middle. Mendez finds Rubin. Rubin's got space. Rubin to challenge. Rubin puts on the stutter step. Keeps it, rolls it right side, and scoring! How about that? Alex Mendez. We talked about getting him on track. Rubio Rubin helps him do exactly that.
I'll tell you what, Rubio Rubin, the way he reacted and gets that ball dumped off to him, he already had a step on his defender, goes down the right flank, he digs one, he fakes it once, he fakes it twice, shakes off two defenders. I thought he was going to take the shot, Duke. Decides to dump it off to Mendez. Right there, he was already a step gone.
Just beautiful work on Skeers. Didn't know whether to move. Gets Skeers to cut outside. He cuts it inside. And Alex Mendez with a couple of words for Patrick Rakowski. That has to feel good for Mendez, who scores his first goal in a long while.
And interesting to note, Mendez goes down the left-hand side. Wasn't he playing on the right-hand side this first half, Duke?
Interesting indeed. Well, we may have a fog around Locomotive's net here for a little while. The blue and gold smoke pots are lit, and Locomotive starts off the half with a bang. In the 47th minute, the goal from Alex Mendez and the assist to Rubio Rubin.
And the goal coming in inside the first 60 seconds, too. I believe.
Right after turning over Phoenix, just over the midway stripe. Another long ball.
Yeah, and like I said, I insist that the beginning of Rubio's run, 5 yards past the midline, I mean, he was on a breakaway quick, zero hesitation on his behalf. Now it'll be interesting to see the way Phoenix Rising reacts to this adversity here.
Rising FC ready to come right back at it. Good work on the wings by Quesada, holding Biasi at bay. That'll give Phoenix a throw in a dangerous spot. And the man coming over to take it, Colin Smith.
Obviously, Duke, we've talked about this before. For any soccer team, the critical moments after scoring a goal, that 2 to 4 minute mark is crucial as far as getting back within yourself and doing the job at hand and executing it, especially on the defensive side of things.
The long throw. That's headed down. Back over to Smith. Gets loose from the pressure. Rolls it over. Marboy. That is whistled wide up and over.
Yeah, and very interesting. We saw Beto Avila causing all of that havoc with him and Gabby Torres down the left flank in the opening half. Right now, Alex Mendez decided to make a run down that left-hand side to be able to score the opening goal of the game here in early in the second half.
Good slide tackle by Eric Calvillo to win the ball. Gets possession back for Locomotive, starting off positively. Good work through the middle. Coronado, Rubin, Avila. Avila has a go. Missed by a couple of yards, but we know he can send it in from there. We've seen him do it.
Avila there, moving his way over to the right-hand side of the attacking third. Now we see him tuck back in over to the left-hand side. El Paso, it seems that they found something, Duke, breaking down this defensive Rising FC press in reduced spaces, moving the ball very quickly and being able to find the open man that can advance the ball into the offensive third.
Rising FC is going to draw a free kick in a dangerous spot. Diego Gomez. Calvillo a little upset.
Yeah, applying pressure there. Made a little bit too much contact.
And Sacco, who can certainly send them in himself, will be the man standing over the ball. Daniel Flores to his right if they want to go that way. But a very dangerous free kick coming for Rising FC, and a man who has 8 goals to his own count this season, Isan Sacco, ready to restart. Sacco will play for the cross. And it's headed out.
Goal kick coming up.
Off of the head of Skiers. Yep. It'll be a goal kick from Mora Mora.
Sako didn't see it that way. He was already running to grab the ball and go to the opposite end. Just take the corner kick.
Well, the referee with a pretty solid angle says it came off Skiers' head. Matthew Stevens makes the call. Locomotive will start it back. Again, pressure by Phoenix. Only 3 players just over the midway stripe in their own half. Calvillo sorts it out. Tumasi and Coronado. Well done. Trying to lead Avila, who's going to come back to get it. Sees his way out of trouble. Well done. Calvillo. Mendes. Coronado.
The movement and the touch for El Paso Locomotive right there in that midsection of the field has improved significantly.
Alfaro. Torres. Everybody moving as a unit. Rubin plays one in. That's Avila. Great work by Avila just to see that one down. It wrong-footed. The Phoenix defense, the back line was all at 6s and 7s. Rakowski was there. Avila just not able to steer anything near frame.
I think that surprised everyone, including Avila. He makes an effort for it. Ball's a little bit long. He had to overstretch and couldn't control the possession of the ball there, allowing him not to do anything on that one. But once again, they're working those diagonal runs, Duke, trying to get the ball filtered past the defensive line for the Rising FC, as we saw in that last instance. Once again, excellent job by El Paso Locomotive, moving the ball, moving it around in reduced spaces.
Skiers put under pressure, and Avila was just not able to make any kind of profitable touch out of that.
And as for our audience at home to view the difference in the attack that we've seen here in the first half compared to the second half.
Sako dealt with well by Mora Mora.
In the first half, El Paso Locomotive being a lot more direct, playing over the top, long ball. That saw success with Beto Avila. Now in the second half, they're playing the ball along the ground, quick touches, finding that open man, trying to get him to turn around and put the ball in play in the offensive third.
That is interesting. Just trying to see their way through that first half, feel their way into the game. And now Junior Gonzalez, Coach Rolo have done a fine job making those halftime adjustments. Mora Mora immediately on the restart to Quesada. Good work. Phoenix dispossesses Robert Coronado. Not the easiest thing to do. Alfaro, dangerous from Torres on the challenge. Play on. It'll be out for a Phoenix throw.
Calculated challenge there.
And well done, or done well enough, versus Diego Gomez. But Phoenix senses the danger, and they have responded. They'll bring over long throw specialist Colin Smith. Who decides to change the ball. Smith out of Phoenix, Arizona. Good long throw that is batted down. Good sweep out by Chamasi.
Barely gets a foot on it.
Excellent job by Coronado to fling that one away from Mursu. Smith, 22 years old, earned a contract extension before this season. Been a reliable starter in that Phoenix Rising lineup. And this scoring his 4th goal of the season for Locomotive. But it's been a minute. has given Locomotive the lead as Gabi Torres tries to sort his way through the midfield. Phoenix dispossesses. Morsu again. Overextended, trying to find Sacco. Jean-Eric Morsu all the way up. Looking but not finding Stutenhoft. Mora. Over the top, Cardona. Couldn't find the range. It'll be a Phoenix throw. eFootball is here. Live your dream, rep your team, and play as your favorite USL Championship club. eFootball is free to play. Download now. Certainly Locomotive has been more methodical. Lots more short passing in this second half. But Phoenix has started to kind of get the run of play back on their side a little bit. What are they doing that you see?
No, I think what they're trying to do is they're trying to work the ball exactly to the flanks right there, like what we're seeing right now. I don't think they feel too comfortable, Duke, in the middle part of the field. Obviously, looking to the flanks for runners to get a little bit more profound into the offensive third before laying off a cross.
Locomotive has done a good job shutting things down on the wing. Phoenix hasn't really tested Locomotive a whole lot up the middle.
And that was one of the first analysis that we gave at the beginning of the first half, too.
Right. And here's Sacco. Pulls the touch line. Good long cross. Set it out. Quesada's there. Flung down, and Calvillo gets a touch to that.
And that's a battle I've been noticing here recently. Quesada and Flores going at it down that left flank, or the left wing, shall I say.
Quesada's held his ground. Phoenix, I think, has done a good job stripping the ball away from Locomotive and turning it into attack over these last few minutes, but it is Locomotive with the 1-0 lead. Alex Mendez.
Quesada and Cardona doing a good job holding it down right there.
Coronado trying to do the same, and will be whistled for the foul. One of the Phoenix players rolling in pain.
It's interesting, Duke, and it also has to be said, the last few minutes of this second half, you're seeing Phoenix try and do its thing there in response.
And Alvaro Quesada will see yellow. So the first Locomotive player to go into the book tonight here in the 59th minute. Alvaro Quesada. What can Phoenix bring to the party? Here's Smith. DiBiase. Back to Smith. Skierce. Morsu. The long cross, Biasi. Looking for Sacco is a little more central now. An adjustment from Pamo Duka, perhaps. Well done, though, by Rubin. Again defensively in his own half. Rubin, maybe the most unselfish game of the season from him. A player who's paid to be selfish. That's what you want your forwards to be. But defensively, giving up. Oh, that's a nice thought by Mendez. Just wasn't able to steer that chip on frame with Rakoski way off his line.
Sliced a little bit to the right.
Yep. But great work by Rubin, who gives up the shot to pass the ball to a wide-open Alex Mendez for the score.
And I'll tell you what, I think the head coach for Phoenix Rising has to be happy with the way his team is responding thus far, taking a little bit more possession, dictating terms here the last 5 to 7 minutes of the match in response to the goal. Because I don't think it's so much that the Locomotive have taken their foot off the gas. I think Phoenix is responding in an adequate manner to try and get the equalizer.
Mendes, as we say, with his 4th goal behind Moreno and Rubio Rubin, working up the scoring chart ladder for Locomotive FC. Rubin with 8, as we pointed out earlier, tied for the lead in the Golden Boot race. Armando Moreno scoring his 5th in spectacular fashion Wednesday night. It's a good turnover created. Studenhoff was on it. Nice turn. Picking his way through. Skiers now crossing. Well dealt with by Gabi Torres. Waiting on the other side. What was Isan Sako?
Yeah, now Gabi Torres goes down after that header. I gotta say, Duke, it was almost like if that ball found him as opposed to him trying to head it away from goal. A little bit surprising there.
The Brazilian is down.
Brazil and Morocco tied 1-1 earlier today in the World Cup. Worth
That
mentioning.
is amazing. How many minutes of stoppage time at the end of the
on the app I
game?
use, it said 16. You said that you saw 10, right?
I was watching that coming into the building.
Right.
And it said 10. I don't know, maybe there was more added in stoppage time. So they may have gone 106 minutes before things were finished. But yes, 1-1, and Brazil, lots of reputation, but Morocco certainly no slouches. We've seen them.
A rare top 10 matchup in an opening round for a World Cup.
Yeah.
Both teams in the top 10. Morocco semifinalists last World Cup, I believe.
You are correct. Gabi Torres will have to make his way to the touchline.
Yeah, no, even though he did an excellent job in heading that ball out of danger, I think it was one of those situations, I repeat, where it's almost like if the ball found him.
And he had his bell rung for sure.
Might have caught him a little bit off guard.
They'll go short on the throw-in. Locomotive deals well with that. That's Rubin again. Good work by Mendes. Launches it into space to Avila. Closing speed, that's all ball, says the referee.
And the reaction here at Southwest University Park to that non-call, Duke, I think is a little bit more than justified.
Morsu tracks back to stop Avila. But as adjudged by referee Matthew Stevis, all ball in the challenge. Studenhoff trying to make the turn. Locomotive forcing him to pass back. Here's Rivera. Left off again, Mendes. Also back to challenge defensively. Locomotive has done its work in its own defensive third tonight. When you're calling forwards and midfielders in making perhaps shot-stopping plays, entry stops and more, you're seeing a great team effort.
And that's got to make the coaching staff happy, because what's one thing most coaching staffs preach is defend as a unit, attack as a unit, and we're definitely seeing that tonight. We see here Eric Calvillo off of camera talking to the referee, still talking about that non-call on the offensive third there for the Locomotive.
The restart, and Sako blazes it over. Not what the Frenchman wanted to see, nor his coach, nor his teammates. Rubio Rubin, great season for Real Salt Lake in 2021. Went overseas, FC Utrecht in Germany. Danish Superliga as well. Good ball up to Avila. Here's Torres. Referee has to get out of the way. Calvillo has a go, and that's just over the crossbar. Rakowski thought about touching it, decided the better of that, and it was the right call.
Excellent idea there by Calvillo on that. No hesitation on the shot.
Sorts it out of Matthew Stevis' feet and off to the races. That was a missed pass. Locomotive and Phoenix benches busy, and we may have our first sub coming. Looks like for Rising FC.
I'll tell you what, that defender for Rising FC, Marbois, is getting a little too comfortable. They're being a little bit physical, especially after that non-call. Does it again right there in that last sequence.
Avila, Rubin. Long switch, too long. Well dealt with by Flores. Rakovsky, though, not on target.
Quick play in.
Well done. Locomotive will keep it in play. Quesada and Mendez. Locomotive trying to apply pressure. That's going to be a foul and a yellow card on Eric Calvillo. Calvillo getting tangled up. And Gilberto Rivera is down in a heap. Looks like it'll be a double sub coming up for Pamoruca and Phoenix Rising.
On the other side of the coin, Duke, it'll be interesting to see how much consideration Junior Gonzalez takes into the fact that now Quesada and Calvillo have yellow cards.
'68th minute. 1-0 Locomotive. The goal by Alex Mendez. Good interception by Alfaro. Nobody there to pick it up. Morsu keeps it moving and off to the left-hand side. Quesada wins his battle against Rivera. Pardon me, Flores. Damian Rivera coming in for Daniel Flores, and it looks like it will be Adrian Pelayo coming in for Pop Marbois. And we will do the subs right here. So Daniel Flores is out. It's actually Diego Gomez. Alvaro Quesada's night is done. Baran Ortiz coming on to replace him. And Beto Avila will be replaced as well. Omar Mora about ready to come in, and that's a young man who has really, I think, made some strides this season under Junior Gonzalez.
Yeah, no, definitely, Duke. Getting another opportunity here with a little bit more than 20 minutes plus stoppage time to go in the game.
But not just yet. That skims ahead of a Locomotive player at near post. I think that was Mendez. Lifted out for a Phoenix throw.
A quick throw in to avoid the substitution. Heads up play by the Rising.
Rivera gets the cross off, headed down and in. Beautifully done. John Skierce to head it home. We're notched at one apiece.
Completely unmarked. Skierce is able to get up, put the ball in the lower left half or lower left corner of the goal. There is absolutely nothing Mora can do about that. The ball went into the zone where there was two offensive players, two forwards right there. Skierce gets up, and Studenhoff played more of the decoy there, Duke.
That was an incredible cross under pressure. And here come the substitutions for Locomotive. Omar Mora and Palermo Ortiz.
And it has to be said, Duke, you're getting these substitutions right now. Phoenix Rising very quick on the throw-in to avoid that and avoid the stoppage in play, which led to the sequence that gave them the equalizer.
Skierce was there, unmarked. All the Locomotive pressure on the other side at near post. And it's 1-1. And here is Omar Mora, first touch. He gets taken down.
Just
that'll
outside.
Be a goal kick.
He gets taken out just outside the goal box.
And it is a foul.
Yeah.
It'll be a restart for Locomotive. It is a foul. So great work by the youngster, Omar Mora, to draw the contact. And it will be Eric Calvillo and Alex Mendez to talk things over. The team captain will take this on the restart. Palermo Ortiz saying, I'll take it about a foot over my head, thank you. Put it up there.
We saw Phoenix Rising with a formidable reaction after
Calvillo, far post, doesn't find anybody.
I was saying we saw Phoenix Rising with a formidable response after the goal by the Locomotive.
That's going to be an ugly, ugly defensive effort by Locomotive, but Studenhoff could not touch that one on frame just enough and runs into his own keeper, into Sebastian Mora, who goes down in a heap. Studenhoff kind of thrown off a little bit, could only find a touch, but fortunately for Locomotive, it goes wide.
Yeah, I know. Something we haven't seen a whole lot, Duke, a quick counterattack by the Phoenix Rising on that one. He got the kick off the way it appeared he wanted it to. It's unfortunate for him. It went wide right.
Mora, or rather Omar Mora, a little off target. Here's Sacco sending one in far post. Will be lifted out, and Phoenix has Locomotive out of sorts right now.
A little bit of an awkward bounce there for Palermo to try and get control of the ball. It feels like if in the last very moment he just decided to kick the ball out, leading to another corner kick for the Rising FC.
And here is Sacco, tied at 1 as we enter the 74th. The Frenchman. Long crossed in at near post. It's headed out by Coronado. The pass is off target. Back to Biasi, but Rakowski there to push it back up the left wing. That is deflected as well. Chibasi comes to Calvillo. Calvillo waiting for help. Rubin working his way up. Calvillo to Rubin.
A little bit
too
short.
far. That's kept in play.
Easy takeaway there for Gabby.
Here is the Brazilian Gabi Torres. Won a championship with Phoenix Rising. Just an awkward pass. Again, I don't think we've seen the best of Gabi Torres this season at all. We know he's got more. Rivera. Sacco. Torres will be whistled for the foul. Backing into Sacco, and second half hydration break into near the end of the 75th minute. Gives us an opportunity to tell you that the USL Championship and League One are on CBS Sports and ESPN platforms all season long. Catch live matches and expert analysis every day on the CBS Sports Golazo Network and ESPN Plus. Go to USLChampionship.com for the complete USL TV listings.
And I'll tell you what, dude, coming out of this hydration break, 15 minutes to go, the stage is set, game's all even 1-1. To see who's going to dominate these last 15 minutes, create more opportunities on goal in order to, possibly get the win here at Southwest University Park tonight. We've mentioned these two teams, when they play here, they have the propensity to draw.
Right.
And I think, our audience at home and those in attendance here tonight at Southwest University Park don't want to see that. And I would say that the vast majority here tonight, live in person, wanted to go all Paso Locomotive's way.
Well, they're still dancing. The family that luchas together stays together.
Yeah,
amazing.
These shots are always great to see. People having a great time. I absolutely love that.
El Fútbol es para todos, the jersey giveaway out of the green seats in the GECU green seats section. Beautiful way to take in a soccer match.
I have seen a soccer game and baseball game. Shout out to El Paso, the El Paso Chihuahuas. Pretty much from every single vantage point here at Southwest University Park, I have never taken in a game from the green seats.
Life goals, buddy.
Yeah.
Life goals.
Yeah.
Well, for Locomotive, Diego Abitia is on the bench. Ricky Ruiz is on the bench. Memo Diaz is on the bench. Certainly some speed if Junior Gonzalez wants to put those guys out there. And Abitia, who obviously got the start, was issued the red card, trying to work his way back into good graces a little bit. Young man from Atletico San Luis with his first real opportunity with a first team. Had really kind of begun to show things, and I think he is chomping at the bit to have another opportunity. But that means you take out Rubio Rubin, most likely.
Right.
And Rubin has been critical to everything Locomotive has done well on both sides of the pitch.
I mean, and then...
So we'll see. He's on that ball. And whistled for the foul. Marboy.
You know, one thing I also want to see from this Locomotive team here in these last closing minutes is a bit of a sense of urgency, Duke. They need a win here at home, too. Let's not forget about that. So I want to see a sense of urgency.
It's a good ball into Mora. Trying to slide into that and runs into Marboy.
Corner kick coming up. No, but like I was saying, I want to see a sense of urgency. I want to see a sense of urgency for this team wanting to take the 3 points. Put the pressure on the visiting team. Make them have to work for not for the visiting team not to get the win, but for them to maintain the tie. And if you're putting offensive pressure and having a sense of urgency, that's the way the closing minutes of the match should develop. That's definitely what I want to see here.
Only one win in league play. And that coming 3-2 against Lights FC April the 4th. Here is Mora. Good take away, Rubin. Mora, good distribution. Rubin has to peel away. Torres will have a go, far post, nobody in blue. It'll bounce to Coronado. He'll get the deflection, it'll be out. No, it won't. It stays in play.
That was a good shot on Coronado. A good shot by Coronado. Definitely was going to be on frame. It finds a defender for Rising FC. Best case scenario there would have been for a corner kick. That was not to be.
4 corners for Phoenix. Locomotive has yet to earn a corner tonight. Here is Cardona from San Juan, Puerto Rico. Nice job by Rubin, just couldn't stretch it out to keep control of that. Cardona, part of the Puerto Rican national team for its next international window. It's headed back over the top. Palermo Ortiz will hold the long-legged Gunnar Studenhoft at bay. The name like Gunnar Studenhoft, you look at his hometown, West Bay. Not Germany. That's the Cayman Islands.
And I tell you what, Duke, I repeat, he was a critical factor on the goal for Phoenix Rising. He played a heck of a part of being a decoy there that allowed Sears to be completely unmarked and just get a good head on the ball, put the ball in the back of the net.
Fans would like to see a game winner for the team in blue tonight. Locomotive with 10 plus stoppage time to go. Trying to sort things out. Here's Alfaro. Long switch, not on target, but it will be out for Locomotive throw.
See, and that's the kind of pressure I'm talking about. You know, you're trying to put the ball into an offensive situation, and you make it difficult for the opposition to take control of that ball. Leave an awkward header, and you still maintain possession, even if it's on a throw-in.
Cardona dispossessed. Phoenix trying to control here. Studenhoft. Don't know if it's advantage played. I didn't see the referee's signal. Good sidestep here. Floated cross by Flores, too far. Alfaro. Alfaro nods that one back again. Here's Omar Mora. Good job by Mora. Drives the back line against Skiers. Excellent effort. Good possession by the El Paso native. Coronado. Rolled into space. Dealt with by Morsu. Cardona will loft it far post. Waiting for it on the other side is Torres. Bounced in. The shot. It's off the back of the net. No goal. Eric Calvillo saying that is goal kick.
I cannot wait to see that replay. I do not understand how that ball went anywhere but.
Eric Calvillo nods that header. Wow. That is very close. Let's see if we get a slightly better angle. I don't know that we will. But Calvillo was there.
Rakowski with the save of the game thus far right now.
This may be our best look. Yep, indeed. The big German gets it done. That's enough. The whole ball has to be over. It was not.
Right.
So a great save by the German.
I just don't understand how the ball ended up in the back of the goal when blocked it out.
Gets it off the bounce, and it obviously bounces off Calvillo over the back line. But goodness gracious.
That was an excellent sequence there by El Paso Locomotive. Working the ball from one side of the goal box to the other one in a very methodical way. Doing exactly what it looked like they set out to do on that play. Here comes the response for Phoenix Rising FC.
Excellent work lofting it far side. It's Gabi Torres to lift it out. That's off of Damian Rivera, who's taking a spot on that left wing. Is Rivera, who assisted Skiers' goal. Native of Guatemala. In Phoenix from New England Revolution 2. Again, and Locomotive will give up its fifth corner.
Palermo Ortiz there on the defensive stop.
Did he get that on the right side of the flag? No, it is a corner kick, and it is the fifth.
Duke, we talk about, players coming back and coming into full form. Gabi Torres, Alex Mendez. Add Palermo to that list, that's for sure. We need to see a lot more of him, and that for him to get that form that I think everybody knows he can have.
The man who came to El Paso from Locomotive's sister squad across the border, FC Juarez Bravos. A man who has represented his country wearing the Mexican national team jersey. Native of Monterrey. Incredible career. Lofted down, Dominic Baggi, who is just into the match. A collision with Calvillo, who was just up after, I think, dealing with some cramps a few moments ago. Baggi is down. Calvillo is down. It's actually Coronado. Excuse me. Saw that beard jutting into space. I was like, nope, that's not 6. That's 30. And Coronado has certainly put in his shift tonight, too.
Yeah, no, a player that's, like we mentioned earlier, your typical defensive midfielder who is, just by nature of the position, is a position that's not highlighted that much, but it's very critical. And it can be critical in critical moments like this one. Another person having an excellent game today, got to give recognition, is Alfaro. We've called his name out a lot today.
So Robert Coronado is yet to get up. Phoenix will bring someone out to take a look at Dominic Baggi, who's just freshly into the match. Badji, the 6-footer from Dakar, Senegal. Played with DC United, among others. Tanzania, Zimbabwe before coming to the United States. Picked up by the Colorado Rapids just over a decade ago. Daniel Gomez about ready to come on for El Paso. Eric Calvillo
sitting on the
about
yellow.
ready to exit. Yep. And Ricky Reese will come in as well.
I like that substitution of Ricky Reese for Robert Coronado, putting in a player that gives you a little bit more of an offensive spark. Can make things happen.
I would imagine we're going to have plenty of stoppage time as the game has slowed down quite a bit.
Yeah.
Including the hydration break. You've got to think at least 4. We'll see if that's time enough for one of these teams to find a match winner.
I'm thinking more in the 6 to 7 area range, no, Duke?
You would think. I think 4 is the starting point. I think 5 or 6 might be a little more correct. Luke Biasi's night is done. Alexander Vukovic coming on to replace him, the Serbian. There's our man Gibby Whitner, one of 3 El Pasoans to be center referee of a Major League Soccer match, along with Sergio Ribas and, of course, the great Jair Marufo. So Biasi's night is done. Vukovic to replace him. And there you see Gomez coming on for Eric Calvillo. And Ricky Reese for Robert Coronado. And the captain's armband will now reside on the arm of Palermo Ortiz, as you would expect.
Absolutely. At least 3 minutes of that were just stoppage time right there.
You are correct. Yeah, there's going to be plenty at the end of this one. Rubin still going. Lifts that into the back for Gomez. Taken away. Rising. Trying to drive at the back line. Good pull back. Morsu is still going. Kelvin Arase, who came in a little earlier. The Nigerian native. Good work to get into the box, but couldn't hang on, and Kofi Chimasi gives it a ride. We are far from done here in El Paso. That applies to both teams. Jean-Eric Marceau, top Marboy.
The question is, Duke, is the best yet to come for one of these two sides?
Rivera. Locomotive trying to push this one out. Palermo Ortiz rolls it into touch. Diego Abitia about ready to come onto the pitch, and it will be Rubio Rubin giving way. Rubin has done everything you could possibly ask of him. It'll be a goal kick for Locomotive.
I'll tell you what, for someone who is a striker in this league, Duke, I would be very interested in seeing his data as far as how much space and how much ground he covers in 90 minutes of game play.
6 minutes of match bid stoppage, or MAC bid, pardon me, stoppage time. Easy for me to say, apparently not. Mac.bid, sponsor of our stoppage time tonight, and indeed 6 minutes. Gabi Torres heads it down for himself, just not able to keep it. Another throw in coming. And here comes the sub. Oh, not quite. Yes, indeed.
Yes, no, yes, no.
Rubio Rubin will make way for the young Mexican forward. Like for like in terms of their being a solid presence up front. And Abitia is as his nickname suggests, strong as a bull.
Yep. El Toro coming on.
See if he's able to provide some fresh legs and push here for Locomotive FC. Phoenix has its own substitutes. Arase. Alfaro holding his own. Torres. Nice dance by the Brazilian. Jogo bonito indeed, but the touch deserts Alex Mendez, who was probably dealing with his own tired legs. Going 90 plus here in El Paso.
Yeah, and if you notice casually, Phoenix isn't in a whole lot of rush to get things going back up again.
They'll settle for another draw. These two teams again in the regular season, both league play and what is now the Prinks Tires USL Cup. All draws until the one that counted at the end of the season. That was the playoffs, and Rising FC took that one here in El Paso, ending Locomotive's 2025 season. 4-4, 2-2, 3-3. Studenhoft. Into the third of 6 added. Rakovsky. Not only does one of these teams have one play left, does one of these teams have one mistake to make that might unlock that play? We will see. Here's Mendez still going strong. That's a pretty good pass under the circumstance. To Gomez. Ortiz. The captain rolls it back and forth. That was deflected, and there was nobody there for Nicolas Cardona.
I'll tell you what, you haven't seen too many of those kinds of miscommunications, or too many of that kind of miscommunication by El Paso Locomotive here.
Work by Phoenix to stay with that. Vukovic. That'll be a pull. Abithia takes down Skiers, who's still going. Pop Marboy urging his team on from the touchline. Junior Gonzalez hoping there's an answer for the team in blue tonight. Into the 95th minute. Adrian Pelayo, the Guadalajara native. Just 20 years of age. Floats a nice ball to the far post. Marboy into the middle. Swung down, and that is stopped by Mora Mora. That's a beautiful touch by Sacco to push it far post, but Mora Mora making his own save of the match.
Yeah, that's exactly. Took the words right out of my mouth, Duke. We were talking about Rakowski's save of the match over there here a few minutes ago. I think we just got one by Mora Mora to preserve the draw up until this point with less than 60 seconds to go into tonight's match.
Sacco didn't put much behind it, but it didn't need to be. That had eyes.
The placement was there, yeah, definitely.
Sebastian Mora Mora. Good work to preserve the draw, and that may be where we finish things this evening. The final seconds of this one in El Paso. It's been a long, warm evening. Both of these teams looking for the full 3 points. We're not quite done yet.
I'll tell you what, where the first half seemed to go by in a blink of an eye, Duke, this second half kind of dragged a little bit. It wasn't for a lack of intensity, though, by either team.
True. Both of these teams have played. This is their third match in a week. Rakovsky will drive this one forward. Chumasi very quietly has done yeoman's work for this Locomotive team. Mora draws another foul, and that is that. It will be a draw in the regular season. That's what these teams have done the last couple of years. They'll have to settle for a point apiece. That'll give Rising FC or keep them ahead of Locomotive just in the standings in the Western Conference. But Locomotive, with a couple of results to close out the week, still can't quite come up with that second home win, Joe.
Yeah, no, absolutely not. And I'm pretty sure that's going to be one of the things that Junior Gonzalez will allude to here in his post-match conference. Something that he's been wanting, not only for his team, but for this fan base that deserves it.
So, Rising FC will move up a touch. Looks like they may be headed fourth. Locomotive with 16 points in seventh place. They lose a position. It's based on goal differential, but El Paso does find a point here at home.
And the story is ever the same. You're taking a look here at the Western Conference standings. That is the MO for the Western Conference in the USL Championship. It is snug.
Scramble.
It's snug as ever. It's snug as as it always is.
Let's take a break. We'll be back to wrap things up here from downtown El Paso. Your final score: Locomotive FC 1, Rising FC 1. Back after this.
I saved enough to take my mom on a cruise. What's all this?
It's Wells Fargo. They like to celebrate when the customers save. I am under my restaurant budget.
Yeah, you are. How about some sushi?
Can I sit down and eat that?
Oh, absolutely. Hey, bring them in. Oh.
My credit score went up.
Hey, keep going, but less. You saved for this golf trip, didn't you, Dennis? All right, who's next?
Hi, my name is Dr. Carlos Omar Viesca. I am with Border Pain Institute, and today I would like to introduce you to radio frequency ablation, a procedure that can help with your neck, mid-back, lower back, and joint pain, including shoulder, knee, and hip. If you're experiencing any of these ailments, please come see us at Border Pain Institute. Our number, 915-857-4130.
Celebrate Father's Day weekend at Vado Speedway Park on June 20th. Watch White Sands FCU 305 Wing Sprint Cars, Hacienda Carpet and Tile X Mods, Halsey Racing INX Legends, SH Automotive Pure Stocks, and Vado Speedway's Super Truck Series go wheel to wheel on the clay. 5 divisions, one action-packed night for the whole family. Make memories under the lights at Vado Speedway Park. Get your tickets now at VadoSpeedwayPark.com. That's VadoSpeedwayPark.com.
Welcome back to downtown El Paso. Your final score tonight: Locomotive FC 1, Rising FC 1. Duke Keith Joe Rodriguez here with you. Eighth notch being saluted by the home team here tonight after Locomotive earns a result. Their second straight. Phoenix winding up a very disappointing week with a point on the road. Pamo Duka has to be happy about that, but these two teams went at it hammer and tongs this evening. Let's take a look at our Physical Therapy Balance and Hand Center's play of the match. I think I know what it is. It's the goal. And it probably, physical play, Rubio Rubin. The goal scorer is Alex Mendez, who blasts it in with the left foot. But Rubio Rubin and Alex Mendez combining to give Locomotive the lead in this match. And our Estrella of the match, brought to you by Estrella Jalisco, will of course be the goal scorer, Alex Mendez. Just great work, Rubin, doing all he needed to do on both sides of the pitch to give Locomotive the result. Let's send it down to Frida Reese.
Alex Mendez. Alex, walk us through the goal and what you were thinking at the moment.
Yeah, no, I think Rubio had the ball, and he saw me open, and I was hoping he'd pass me the ball, and he gave me a good pass, and yeah.
How did it feel to be back at home after a long road trip?
Yeah, no, I think it's exciting to see everybody here, and obviously we're really grateful for the continuous support, and yeah, I hope we can keep bringing that support every home game.
And what can the fans look forward to as we have 6 home matches in July and August?
Yeah, I think the fans can look forward to us giving it our all every game. Hopefully, we're fighting for the 3 points every game, so hopefully we're able to bring 3 points to the fans here more games than not. So that's, I think, something to look forward to.
Thank you, Alex. Let's give it up for Alex Mendez, Locos.
Your estrella of the match, Alex Mendez. Thank you very much, Frida, as we are here to wrap things up with a look at the Plaza Hotel, the beautifully renovated Plaza Hotel in downtown El Paso. Joe, your thoughts after this 1-1 draw?
I think at the end of the day, Duke, it's a just result for both teams.
Yeah.
I think we saw a match, 90 minutes of play here today, where there was a lot of back and forth. Every team went through their phases of dominance and did the best that they could. Unfortunately, they divvy up the points here. They each get 1 point. And for El Paso Locomotive, we won't see them again in these friendly confines of Southwest University Park until the second week in July.
July 11th, that's right. Locomotive on the road. Next weekend, they have that weekend off afterward. And then July 4th in Las Vegas at Monterey Bay at Las Vegas Lights. And then finally home versus New Mexico United. The Derby del Camino Real on July 11th here at 7 p.m.
Well, that will be a Prince Cup.
Prince, that's right, because New Mexico United comes back to wrap up the regular season here in El Paso on October the 24th. Beautiful look at downtown El Paso under the lights tonight in the Sun City. Locomotive FC 1, Rising FC 1. For my broadcast partner, Joe Rodriguez, for our producer, Michael Tipton, and our director, Justin Hodge, and our entire crew, we thank you for watching this evening. For everybody here in El Paso, I'm Duke Keith. Your final score again, 1-1 at the end of 90 plus. Until then, I'm Duke Keith. So long, everybody.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the